I've been recording for about an hour and a half now. And something I haven't really shared with my community yet is that when I'm going through things and when I'm trying to figure things out, I like to get behind this camera and talk myself to a conclusion. You know, it's almost like therapeutic. Usually these videos get uploaded and I save them privately so only I can see them, and I can come back in the future and be like, oh, past Tibbs had some advice, you know, he has some knowledge, let me refresh myself on this, right? But I think after this hour and a half of talking to myself, right, and figuring out what my problems are, I really feel like the information I've come across is something that would help a lot of different people, right? Have you ever experienced those like 2, 3, maybe like weeks, maybe months long periods where like everything just seems to be really easy? Like life is good, like you're knocking out your gym workouts, you're on top of your diet, you haven't masturbated, like you have a 90-day streak on NoFap, right? You're levitating and shit. You know, it's easier to talk to girls. Everything just seems to be falling into place. You know, it's like you're swimming downstream. Where usually it's almost like you're swimming upstream and like you're trying to convince yourself to stop relapsing, you know? You're trying to convince yourself to get in the gym, or you know you shouldn't have this fast food, but you can't seem to get yourself back on track, right? The issue is you've lost your purpose, right? And a lot of us can relate to that. A lot of us can at some point in our life, and chances are you're at that point in your life right now where you don't really know what direction you're headed in. You have some idea of what you want, but you haven't really sat down and like fully defined what you want, like what your purpose is, why you actually wake up and like do anything, you know? For most people, their purpose is just to pay bills. And that's a sad fucking life. You know, you're going to live paycheck to paycheck. You're going to just wake up, go to work, come home, and waste time before it's time to go to work and make more money so that you can pay your bills, right? But this is important because it highlights exactly what your issue is and why you get into these like strides where you have this momentum and you're knocking everything out, right? When you're swimming downstream, when everything is easy for you, you're in your masculine energy, right? And as a man, when you're in your masculine, like I said before, everything is easy. Life feels natural. You feel good at talking to people. You're not as neurotically thinking about yourself, and you're not in your head as much, you know? And it's easy for you to go out to the gym and to cook for yourself and eat clean, you know? All this stuff becomes easy, you know? It's not like you're trying to convince yourself anymore. But when you get into your feminine energy, then everything becomes a hassle, you know, and it's kind of harder to like yourself. If you're not aware already, masculine energy essentially is always going to be aligned. It's going to be a person who is aligned with their purpose and their mission, you know. So if a person has masculine energy, they're focused on their purpose and their mission, right? The biggest things they're looking for are like progress and like knocking out goals. You know, they're very goal oriented when you're in your masculine energy. Whereas in your feminine energy, you're focused more on love and intimacy and relationships, right? So when you start to slip, when you start to lose this momentum, when you like your stride starts to like, you know, kind of slow down, you typically enter your feminine energy. And this is exactly what the problem is, right? I'm going to give you 3 solutions, right? We already mentioned one of them, and it's finding your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, right? Your purpose is to find your purpose. I've just given you that, right? The best way to do that is to turn off all of the screens, get rid of all the distractions, and stare at a wall. And you don't get up. Most people will never do this. Most people think I'm crazy right now, but you don't get up until you have a good enough reason to get up, right? So it's no longer, I want to check my phone. That's not a good enough reason. That's not your purpose. That's not a good enough reason to wake up and live life, you know? You have to figure out what you want. For me, I'll tell you my purpose. My purpose is to improve myself and to cultivate self-love. Your purpose could be to make 10 grand in a month. Your purpose could be to have a girlfriend. Your purpose could be to become a black belt in Kung Fu. Whatever it is, it will come to you, I promise you, if you just remove distractions, right? Once you figure out your purpose, and you might already know your purpose, once you figure it out, you have no excuse besides the work on your purpose. I wish I had the quote pulled up, but the author of The Way of the Superior Man, David Deida, he has a quote that essentially says, every moment that you waste that is not spent working on your purpose degrades your clarity of purpose. This is why you get to the point where like you have this stride and you're knocking everything out, and then after like 2 weeks of like, not doing that, it's really hard to get back there because your clarity of purpose have degraded. You can't even remember what your purpose was or what you were really working for. You just know that you should be reading, that you shouldn't be masturbating, you should be in the gym, but you don't remember what was motivating you anymore. Your purpose. You need to know your purpose, right? So if you know your purpose, your mission as a man is to fulfill your purpose. And if you're not doing that, it's because you're making the wrong decisions, right? You're going to feel the most masculine in your life. And I'm sorry to go on this little rant. We're going to give you the other 2 pieces of advice here pretty soon. But you're going to feel the most masculine in your life when all of your decisions are aligned with your purpose. That's really fucking hard, right? Most people, like 10% of their decisions are aligned with their purpose. Think about it. You make a lot of decisions every day. What should I wear? Which route should I take to work? What music should I listen to? What food should I eat? Should I do salt or should I do pepper? Once you get to the point where everything you think, everything you do is helping you achieve your purpose, that's when you're going to feel great. But chances are, the reason why you don't feel great right now, or the reason why you lose your stride and you lose this momentum and you start to, kind of just not really enjoy life, is because none of your decisions are aligned with your purpose. Instead, they're, let's look at ads on Instagram and fuck it, queue up another match, bro. Yeah, invite me to the Discord server. Oh shit, I should eat clean, but McDonald's is like $5. I can get like 2,000 calories for like $5-6. Why not? You have to align more and more and more of your decisions to your purpose, right? Getting after that first piece of advice, the second thing that we're going to focus on, right? We're going to give you 2 ways to make this easier, right? We're going to give you something that's efficient, and then we're going to give you something that's actually practical, right? The efficient thing that you can do that's going to massively improve your masculinity within about a week is just not masturbate. No fap. Don't watch porn. Don't ejaculate, right? We all know this works, so I'm not going to sit here and give you the science, but you do this, you're going to have an edge, you're going to feel ambitious, it's going to make you easier, it's going to make it feel easier to do the work, you're going to have motivation. And the biology behind this says, oh, I'm not the alpha male, I'm not having sex, something's happened, I've been displaced in the hierarchy, I need to work so that I can get back my social value. So that I can become the alpha and I can start having sex again. That's what happens in your body and your brain. So when you stop blowing loads, you stop tricking your brain into thinking that you're this alpha male fucking all these different women and spreading his seed. Your brain says, oh shit, we got to get into work. There's like this mechanism in your mind that like forces you to become more alpha or forces you to become more beta, right? And the more loads you blow, the more beta you become. Because on the contrary, all these other men who aren't blowing loads, who are trying to get to your position, their mechanism is turned on and they're working. But you're in relax mode. And by the nature of relaxing, you're becoming more beta. You're losing your alphaness. And that's why alphas don't stay alphas forever. There's always going to be a new leader. If you look into like documentaries at like how gorillas interact with each other and like other primates, these social hierarchy based primates, they fight for status. Eventually the alpha is going to be challenged and either alpha will win and secure his position or he gets displaced and he gets knocked down a rank because somebody that mechanism in their brain that says, hey, you need to level up, bro, you're not having sex, like, come on, you got to step up, we need to have sex, we need to spread our genes, right? That mechanism is turned on and he does the work to become the new alpha, while the alpha was spending too much time just blowing loads, enjoying being an alpha. So the most efficient way that you can improve your masculinity is to turn that mechanism on in your brain that says, hey, we need to work, right? That's going to make everything easier. It's going to automatically just make it feel like you're swimming downstream, right? Instead of swimming upstream. However, some people struggle with doing that. It is an addiction, right? So I'm going to give you a practical piece of advice as well. The most practical thing you can do, right? This is not the most efficient way, but it is very practical and it will do a lot of work to make you more masculine. But it is to spend more time with masculine men. We're all familiar with the quote that says you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Make those 5 people masculine men that you look up to, right? I'm going to give you this piece of advice that a lot of people don't seem to understand about men. Right? Men themselves don't seem to understand this. But the reason why it's so much easier for you to talk to girls is because you don't need an activity or a problem to talk to a woman. Excuse me. You just need to know them and they need to be comfortable with you. And you guys can send each other memes and talk about, oh, did you see what the teacher did? And you don't talk like that with your bros, right? When you really become comrades with somebody, you really bond with another man, it's because you have a hobby, an interest, or a problem that is aligned with them, right? This is the reason why so many people recommend MMA, because it puts you in the scenario with a bunch of men who all have the same problem, right? They're all on the same team, they all represent their gym and they go fight other gyms, right? And they all have this same goal and this interest. You naturally become a part of this tribe, and that turns on this part of your brain that is like, where's my tribe? Where's my community? That gives you this community. MMA might not be your thing. Maybe you have an injury, you might have a disability, whatever. But joining a sport or joining any kind of community, whether it's a club, it's who fucking knows, man. But you join something that is centered around an activity, an idea, or a problem, especially a problem. And you will start to make friends with the men there, right? It's the reason why people huddle up, like a bunch of men get together for the Super Bowl or for like fight night, right? They cheer on their team, their tribe, right? They feel like they're a part of this tribe. They cheer for their team. They throw things around. They break TVs, right? They get invested into these things emotionally. You need a tribe as a young man, and you get into a tribe with other men, right? You join a community, you have the same problem, right? You have the same goal, keep the enemy from scoring a touchdown, right? That's what, everybody's on that same shit. At the end of that match, you're gonna be like, bro, good shit. Like, yeah, like I recognize you. I appreciate you. You did good work. We both achieved what we wanted to achieve, right? But with women, you don't need that problem. You don't need that goal. But it seems essential for you to make masculine friends, right? To be friends with masculine men. You simply typically you aren't just hanging out with your bros and texting them what you doing. Oh, LOL. That's so funny, And one more piece of advice. I'm going to wrap it up pretty quick, but a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of men don't understand. And I actually learned this from Jack Demo. He's a pickup artist, right? When you bust your boy's balls, right? Not like no homo, like pause, right? But when you like make fun of your friend, right? That's just how men communicate with each other. We give each other shit. But when you do it with the girl, when you give a girl shit, that's called flirting, right? If you're like my younger self, you did not realize that. You thought that the best way to be like to get a girlfriend is just be super nice and send them memes and just, oh wow, that the asshole jock on the football team like cheated on you again. Oh, he's such a dick. I would never be like that to you, right? Give him shit. That's how that's if you don't know how to flirt, that's how you flirt. Those memes that say, if you guys could talk to girls the same way you talk to your guys, like you would get so much pussy, where you just like you say some sus shit like, or you talk down to them like, bro, you're such a bitch, Talk to girls like that. Like, do it in a way that's playful and friendly where they know that you're kidding the same way you would with your male friends. And that's how you flirt if you're not familiar with how to flirt, right? But that's all I got for you guys. This video is pretty long. Chances are if you're watching this, you actually like me, right? You watch a lot of my content, or everything I was saying was resonating with you and you're a new person to my channel. So if you're new, it would mean a lot if you subscribed. And if you're a returning viewer, it would mean a lot if you liked the video. My name is Tibbs. I help young men improve themselves and find success in life. If that's something that you're interested in, join the community. I have my Instagram down in the description below. I'm relatively new, so I don't have a lot of people in my DMs. So reach out to me. I have a couple people I'm talking to, and I'm helping them out with NoFap and like self-improvement. And I'd love to do the same for you. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Peace out.